What's up? We back with another episode of 411 Uncut. Today, I got a very special guest with me, man. This is my boy right here, my guy Wattz. This only happens in Ohio. CEO, founder. What's going on, man?
We out here, man. You know it. We trying to out here promoting this album, Made in Ohio. The album,
man, Made in Ohio, man. You sent me this. You was like, hey, no, I got some shit going on, man. I got this Made in Ohio, the album. You got MD Sleepy on there, Yellow Pain, Dope Boy, Juicy 2 Times, Roadrunner TB, Too Rich Benji, Midwest Million, and so many guys, so many more. Juby 2 Times. I mean, it's a lot of artists on this album. Tell me, first of all, this is super dope to see a platform as big as This Only Happens in Ohio. A media platform put out their own album. What geared you up to do this?
Shit, man, the same thing that really geared me up to create the platform, for real. I ain't gonna cap. It was more of we need a national spotlight. You know what I'm saying? We need something to really showcase our talent here. And this was a good way, just off of the strength of the relationships that I got with certain motherfuckers. Now I can actually utilize those relationships and do something that's, pushing the culture forward. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. And like you said, you just like, man, the same reason why I started this, man. Now you from Columbus, Ohio, born and raised. For them that don't know, what part of Columbus you from?
South Side.
South Side.
Yeah,
okay,
South Side.
Man. Okay. So
big South Side, South Getty, man.
Man, so for you, was it always a thing where you always loved the hometown music, your local music? Have you always been into the local music scene growing up?
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. I was on some. We had like Rest in Peace ZB. Damn, that's fucked up. But yeah, that was the early artists from our neighborhood who really were like famous to us type shit. You know what I mean? Growing up, and they was from our block. You know what I'm saying? And that really made me want to do it for real, because it's like, you gotta think, like, we from Columbus, Ohio. We really don't see too many people blow or no shit like that. You feel me? So we was really supporting our own back then, and it's like, to not see that go to the national level, it was like, like, fuck that. We really gotta go get to the national level. That's when I started doing the rapping shit back then and managing, doing all that shit like that. Cause I wanted to surpass what they did for real. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And it's like, that shit became a glass ceiling for the simple fact that we didn't have platforms to showcase to the world. You know what I mean? It was pretty much just everybody shooting for the stars at that point. So it's just like, shit, why not create a platform that's gonna showcase what we got here in Ohio?
Man, and it's so crazy because the thing is, you really smart, because they always say, now we gonna talk tea in this.
Yeah.
They always say, if you want to kickstart a brand, you should do it with something controversial.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you did that. You kickstart your platform with the top 50 artists in Ohio list, and since day one, it's been going viral, and you've been true to that. That's been your thing. So why did you pick to do that? Was that what you wanted to do? Was kind of get people, they feathers ruffled a little bit?
I don't know, kinda, maybe. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I thought it looked cool to see all the talent on one list. Like, I think that's a good representation of our state when it comes to our talent, is when you put people from each side of the state on one thing. So like back in the day, it was an MGK and a Ray Jr. and a Trippie Redd and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Those people are on the list, but they were also on the list with Doobie and whoever else in these before who they became who they are. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's like when you put people who actually doing something in the culture next to people who already did it on a national stage, it's like it gives the person that's down here a little bit more credibility and respect. You know what I'm saying?
And it's a thing where a lot of artists, they like, man, I gotta make that list. Like, it's a thing now because, it's some artists that's done been on it before that ain't on it the next year and things like that. What now, for those that had a question, like, how do you really gauge who goes on the list?
I mean, it changed over time, for real. I ain't gonna cap. It's more on some shit like before, it was like strictly off of numbers and engagement. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. It wasn't just like, oh, he got X amount of followers or he got X amount of streams, you belong here. It wasn't like that. I had to really see the engagement, and like I really had to like see what was going on. Now it's more like ear to the street. Who are people actually listening to? Mixed with some numbers, and the numbers are no longer followings and streams. It's more of engagement and people who really fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to fake followers. It's easy to fake streams. You all can buy that. But it's like how you got X amount of streams and you ain't got no decent situation to help you get to the next level.
Exactly.
That's how we know you cheating.
Because you would think somebody really popped.
You would. It's only it makes sense. It's just like business. You know, if your business is making money, you got investors who want to invest in it because your business is already making money. But if you got fraud numbers, the investors can see that.
Absolutely.
They don't want to invest in you.
Yeah. Now, I know you get a lot of hate because a lot of people. Do you ever think that people think you biased because you're from Columbus? That you got to put the Columbus artists up first and things like that. How do you?
But I don't though. I used to get flack from Columbus because I wasn't basically showing enough love being from Columbus. You know what I'm saying? I'll be on some shit like I don't give a fuck about showing love to none of you niggas because I personally don't know you. You know what I mean? So it's truly an unbiased opinion when it comes to this. So it's like yeah, I just try to do what's fair. You feel me? For the most part, I try to do what's fair.
Now, the thing that I think that's kind of hard that I salute you on is that you're actually having to tap into people in even the small markets of Ohio.
For
when you look at it, we only really got the three major cities is Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati. After that, of course, you got your other smaller, Dayton, Akron, Toledo, like Youngstown, stuff like that. But it's other markets too where you'll find some niggas that be like, hey, I'm from Chillicothe, and I'm popping. Yeah, I'm from Springfield. Yeah. I'm from Lima. You like, damn, niggas rapping in Lima? Like, you wouldn't even know. So you have to, with being with this list, did you find yourself really having to actually tap into real deal smaller markets that's in Ohio,
sure.
Different towns?
The thing is about the smaller towns, it's easy to know who they are because they try. That's the first thing they try to do. They know they in a small town, so they try to expand and do whatever they try to do. So you kind of know what's going on already out there in those smaller towns. It's the bigger cities that it get a little tricky because, to be honest, I'm gonna give you an example. Lil 50, you heard of Lil 50?
Yeah.
Lil 50 from Cleveland. He probably about 13, 14 years old. Who knows? They say he's 16. I don't know how old he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he was already building a large following, and he didn't come across our radar at all.
Yeah.
Like, period. And then, of course, we dropped the list, and then everybody told us where the hell is Lil 50 at. So now our intel gets a little better, and we find artists like Lil 50 who actually is somebody should be paying attention to. You know what I'm saying? And he really making real impact in this culture. You know what I mean? As a teenager. You know what I mean? And he from Ohio. Shout out Lil 50.
And I love that though, because you really bring a forefront, because what people don't know is like, and that's in any state, I think it happens, but they say like basically Ohio is like really one of the only markets in the Midwest that really have like major cities, more than one, right? A lot of states
for sure.
just only have one major city. Yeah. People don't go to the other ones. We got three major ones.
Hell yeah.
And the crazy thing is though, we really won't know what's going on in the next one. You know what I mean? Just because it'll be people popping in Cincinnati, but you go to Columbus, nobody know who you are.
Everything is divided.